arc.exe.
Story number 1: Clown Lockdown.
A few years ago, during the whole scary clown craze, a few clowns on Twitter threatened to come to my school at 11 a.m. However, the school picked up on this and sent out emails to the parents and planned a lockdown at 10:30 a.m. Sitting in history class, I hear the familiar sound of a lockdown alarm, the teacher rushing to the windows and doors, locking and closing them. To be honest, I wasn't that worried. I thought that it was just another blank threat online, and nothing would happen, and my day would go back to normal. But there is still an excitement to a lockdown. After 40 minutes of silence, sitting on the cold floor in the corner of the room, the emergency green flashing light turned off, and the air conditioning slowly fell silent, and the hallway lights switched off. The school had cut the power. Why though? At this point, my classmates and I were staring at each other. We all knew that something real was going on. After 10 minutes or so, we could all hear a faint banging noise from down the corridor, shortly followed by heavy, fast footsteps. Someone was running down the hallway. They started banging on lockers and screamed,
Come out wherever you are."
At this point, a few girls started quietly crying. Then the most terrifying thing happened. One of the men, dressed as a clown, ran up to my classroom door and was banging and screaming. Multiple people were crying now. One of my friends whispered to me,
We're all going to die.
I started to cry too. The man swiftly moved away from our door, and his screams slowly faded down the corridor. After another 2 hours, the principal came on the loudspeaker, surprisingly explaining everything. He said that just soon after 11, 2 men walked into the school, one holding a kitchen knife and the other holding a camera. They ran around the school, threatening to kill students, and once police raided the school, only one was caught. Luckily, no one was hurt. The school got over 20 buses to take the younger kids home, and the 9th grade kids like myself and over were told to walk home in groups, and to call the cops if we saw anything suspicious. I had a hard week at school, thinking about that second man would return at some point, with a gun or something. But, nonetheless, nothing happened. That will always be scarred into my mind forever, thinking he's lurking around the corner. This isn't something you can just forget about. It stays around. Forever.
Story number 2: Never Look Up.
I go to an older high school. It was roughly built in the 1940s. Things get outdated with time, so recently my school has been under renovation, mostly in the washrooms. One day, I was attending my boring environmental studies class. It was dragging on and on and on. I could barely keep my eyes open, since we had the lights turned off and we were taking notes from a projector. I decided to go use the bathroom, so I could get out and take a walk around the school and wake myself up. I figured I'd use one of the washrooms on the further side of the school, since it was almost always empty and a lot more private. There was only a little bit of renovation in that one, minor things like halfway painted walls and ceiling panels missing. I walked into the closest stall, and I sat down on the toilet, as many people would do when they use the washroom. After 20 seconds or so, I noticed what seemed like dust kind of fall in front of my face. I looked up towards the ceiling, where the panels were missing. I felt the blood drain from my face, and I felt a cold shiver run down my back. Staring back at me was a pale, lifelike face peering down at me from one of the ceiling panels above. I went wide-eyed and quickly stood up, and I could barely bring my pants around my waist. Again, as I was running and panicking trying to get out of the stall and out the door, quickly ran to the closest classroom and told the teacher there was a man watching me from within the ceiling of the bathroom. Judging by the fear on my face and being so frantic, she believed me right away and called the office to issue a lockdown alert. The lockdown lasted 2 hours. We were sent home after it concluded. The next day, letters were sent home, and we found out the police had found a man living in an old, small crawl space above the boys' bathroom. Who knows how long he's been up there, how he got up there, or why he was up there. Still makes me shake thinking about it. Never look up. Hello again. It's Ark. Long time no talk. I hope you're all doing well and are healthy. I know it's been a while, and I just wanted you guys to know, new and old subscribers, that I appreciate all of you so much. Sadly, I had to take a break since I kinda lost motivation for creating content. But now I'm back, and I'm never gonna stop, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna try to stick to weekly uploads. And I would love to be fortunate one day to maybe make a living off YouTube, so please, like the video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Road to monetization. Here we come. Thank you, and I love you all.
Made in heaven.